Welcome back to Taj's Garden. I'm the gardening realtor. If you're new here, I'm glad you're here, and if you're returning, welcome back. So today we are going to be harvesting okra seeds, and I'm going to show you just how you can do that. So this is an okra plant that I had my husband pull up a couple of months ago, and I never got a chance to harvest all of the okra pods off, and they are starting to open up, and I don't want these seeds to fall out and just sprout right here, which some of them probably have, and that'll be fine. I'll just pull them up when I see it. But while we're out here, we're going to go ahead and harvest off as many okra pods as we can and harvest the seeds. Okay, we still have a lot more, and I'm probably just going to trash the rest because there's just way too many seeds, and I don't need all of this. I think I will be giving some away, probably to my neighborhood, but there's just way too many. So I have some okra pods that I actually harvested a couple of months ago that I did not let dry on the plant. And fun fact, you don't actually have to wait until the okra pod completely dries on the plant for the seeds to be viable. If you harvest the okra pod while it's overgrown and too hard and woody to eat, and then you take it off and let it dry while it's off of the plant, the seeds will still be viable after they are completely dry. With that being said, I actually have a lot that I did that too. And to check that theory, what I did was take the seeds out of these pods. All of these have been taken off while they were overgrown and allowed to completely dry in the basket. And then I had them soak in some water for about 12 hours. And I used the paper towel method just to check the viability of the seeds, and every one of them sprouted. So I had 100% germination rate. I basically learned this on accident. I went on a trip, as you guys probably have seen. If not, please go and watch it. But me and my husband went on a trip to Asia, and we were gone for a while, about 2 weeks and almost 2 weeks. And then when we got back, I had tons of overgrown okra. I wanted to harvest as many as I could so that I can allow the plant to grow some more okra before the end of the season, because this was around the end of October, so it was cooling off. As the weather cools down, of course, they are slowing down their production, so I wanted to get as much as I could before that happened. So this is what we just harvested, and this is what I harvested months ago. And you can kind of see the difference. So this one has not been exposed to all of the precipitation, so it's still closed. This has been exposed, and most of them have been open because they are trying to break down after being rained on and molded. So harvesting them a little bit early after the seed pod has obviously been overgrown and too hard and woody, then it actually saves the seed pod a little bit. You don't have to worry about it cracking open and the seed falling somewhere. I'm going to take both of these baskets and we're going to harvest all of the seeds. Alright, so we have our 2 baskets. Whenever you're harvesting your seeds from your garden, and this is from any plant, you want to make sure that you store it properly. So if you store it properly, then that will guarantee the maximum amount of time that your seeds will be viable. When speaking about seeds, seeds can be viable for up to decades, literally, if they're heirloom seeds. Now, in particular, these okra seeds are not heirloom seeds. However, if you store them properly, they can last up to about 10 years. So today I'm actually going to be storing my okra seeds in a seed pack like this, and I actually have this linked in my Amazon storefront if you're interested in this. If you want to get something a little cheaper and be a little bit creative, before I got these, I used to use envelopes. I would just get a regular envelope, cut it, and then tape the side that's open after you cut it. And that's how I would save my seeds. Here is one. The envelope, the cut envelope. And if you see that shiny part right here, that's where I taped it. And these are Bush Sugar Baby watermelon seeds that I saved in 2024. Depending on how many seeds you have will determine just how big you cut your envelope. So that is completely up to you. And if you are not wanting to get envelopes and do it that way, the only reason I did that was because I already had envelopes here. I had a lot of envelopes and I was like, why not? But if you don't have envelopes and you are going to have to buy something anyway, go ahead and get these. They come in a lot of different sizes. Here is a smaller size that they come in, and they come in these large sizes. Whenever you store your seeds, no matter what you store them in, it will benefit you if you have one of those little silicone packs, because it keeps moisture out and that will allow your seeds to last longer. You want to make sure that you store them in a dry, cool, dark area away from any moisture. If there is any moisture in the area that you're not aware of, those silicone packs will be your best friend. If you look at the grooves on this okra, each groove has seeds down it, so you can actually just open it up in the groove. You can see that groove right there has seeds in it. Or you could just crack it all open. Now you may think that you are done, but no, you are not, because on the other side you still have seeds inside. Now this one is one that I left outside. As you can see, it started to open up because it's trying to break down and release those seeds to be planted on its own. So let's look and see how they look. Alright, so you'll know that they are viable because when they dry, they are either dark brown, dark black, really dark green, depending on the variety that you actually grew. If they are still white, they are not viable at all. You'll notice they are viable once they dry out and they are a dark color. This isn't even all of our okra pods that we've harvested. And look how many seeds we got out of this. So let's look at all of that. I'm actually going to go ahead and harvest a lot more, but for the purpose of this video, this is where I'm going to stop for you guys. These have already been completely dried, as I've said before, so there's nothing else that needs to be done other than to store them properly. Alright, well, I have a lot of seeds in here, and this isn't even all of it. I still have 2 baskets to go. This one and this one. This is just another example of how gardening can eventually become less and less expensive. It is an investment to start yourself up once you begin gardening, but after you get started, most of your plants will just create more seeds and you don't necessarily have to go out and continue buying. Each one of these seeds in here can potentially grow a plant that's going to produce hundreds of pods, and each pod can produce hundreds of seeds. When you start up as a beginner gardener, it may seem like gardening is really expensive, but that's just a startup cost. If you're gardening the right way, eventually you'll spend next to nothing. The price decreases every single year. Of course, don't forget to label your seed pack and put the date on there. It's important for you to know how old your seeds are. That way you don't have to check for viability and germination rate every single year. Comment down below if you have any questions. Are you growing okra this year? Have you harvested your seeds? Did you even know that you can harvest your okra seeds? Let me know down in the comments. Please like and share this video with your friends if they are wondering how to harvest okra seeds, or just share the channel. I would love to grow this channel this year in 2026. If you like and comment on this video, it actually helps push my channel out to more people. So please do me a favor, like, comment, and share this with your friends. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and if you want to be part of an amazing gardening community, head on over to Facebook, type in Prosper and Plant, and I'll see you over there.